Hello everyone, and welcome to another Mafia Godfathers video. In this video we're going to be continuing our Cluckin Farm Raid series, and in this particular video we are going to be completing the Scene of the Crime mission, which is the final raid in the Cluckin Farm Raid. So this is going to be the aggressive approach. There are two different ways that you can approach this final raid. You can approach it stealthily or aggressively. And the actions that you take in the mission before this, which is called Disorganized Crime, will determine whether you approach the raid stealthily or aggressively. So in Disorganized Crime, you will either approach that mission stealthily by pulling the spark plugs out of each of the trucks in the facility that you break into, or you can just blow up the trucks. If you just pull out the spark plugs and don't get detected, then you will do the final raid the stealthy way. If you blow up all of the trucks, you will do the raid the aggressive way. So whatever you do in Disorganized Crime will affect how you approach the Scene of the Crime mission. So with all of that being said, we are now going to get started with Scene of the Crime, the aggressive approach. Alright, so much like the stealthy approach, you're going to arrive by train, but everybody knows you're coming. So there are many different enemies here, and they're going to close the garage door on you. So you have to shoot this little box right here, this fuse box here. You're going to shoot that, it'll open the garage door again. Just be ready for a firefight. There's going to be a lot of guys in here that want to kill you, so highly recommend you do this with more than one person. You can do this by yourself, but if you have more than one, it'll make it go much more smoothly, especially towards the end. So, just going to take out all these guys first. I do want to quickly show you before we move on that back here, you see this fuse box right here? If you shoot that and open this garage door, that is where your other gear and weapons will be if you want to switch them. Now, we do not have any extra gear or weapons this time around, but if we did, the gear would be right here in a duffel bag, and your other weapons would be right here in a box. So you would come back here, go up to both of those, and see what you can switch your gear and your weapons to, and see which one you like better. Now that is only if you acquire multiple different weapons and gear loadouts in the concealed weapons mission, the setup mission earlier on. We do have a video on our YouTube channel that shows all three different approaches to that mission, so make sure you check that out if you're unsure of what we're talking about right now. Now we're going to shoot that fuse box up here, open this garage door, and we're going to continue on. Now, get ready for a firefight here. There's going to be lots of enemies in the aggressive approach. So just blast your way through all these guys. Now, one of you, if you have more than one person playing this, one of you is going to have, at the bottom of your screen, go to the office, and the other one is going to have go to the cocaine lockups, or whatever they call them. But you can both do both of those things. Both of you can do the office, both of you can do the cocaine, so we're going to go into this door here, and there's going to be a few enemies in the basement here that we're going to have to take out before we start looting the cocaine.
Make it hurt. Clear out their whole supply.
There's only one guy with a weapon here. The other two are scientists or chemists or whatever you want to call them. So you're going to take them out as well. They are enemies. And now you see 4 green dots on the bottom left here. You're going to take the cocaine from each of these areas, and this is how you get paid at the end of the mission, is by handing this over to the contact and getting paid for it. So you're going to grab all of this. Go to all 4 locations. Again, if there's 4 of you, it'll make it really quick, but if there's only 1 of you, you'll have to do all 4 of these yourself. So that is everything from this room. Now we're going to go back up to the factory floor and continue on. Now we're going to go through these double doors here and take out the rest of the enemies.
Don't we have to do something back here?
Yeah. So don't forget to go back to this garage door back here. Whoever has the key card is going to have to swipe the key card on the panel over there, and then you'll be able to enter this garage door. We go in here. There are a couple of enemies in here, and then you're going to have to loot some more cocaine from this area. So take out those enemies. And now, if you have the loadout that has the crowbar, which I do not, you're already good for this part. But if not, then you have to find a crowbar. There are 2 areas that I know of that the crowbar spawns. One of them is right here on top of this crate. So walk towards that crate, you'll pick up the crowbar in your weapon wheel. There is another one on the opposite side over there too. They do pop up on the mini-map, so as long as you're nearby, you'll be able to see them on the mini-map and go to collect them, and then you're going to use the crowbar to open 4 containers, and 2 of them are going to have cocaine in them, 2 of them are going to be empty. So this one happens to have one, so we'll take that. Kevin's doing the other 2 while I do these 2.
If you're satisfied with your haul, help locate the safe.
And now we're going to go back out to the factory floor. And make sure you switch back to your weapon. And keep in mind that throughout this entire mission, when you're doing it the aggressive approach, enemies are going to continue to spawn in here. So even after it seems like you've killed them all, gotten rid of all of them, more of them are just going to randomly spawn in at certain places in the factory.
Hey, where you gonna go now? It's clear this place is barely functioning as a chicken factory. One would assume they'd have more Cluckin staff.
Now, here's the deal with this. Now, since you are doing the aggressive approach, you have a couple options here for getting into the office. You can either shoot the door handle, and get in that way, or you can use the keys. Now, if you shoot the door handle, we have not done it that way yet, but Vincent warned you that if you shoot the door handle to get in that way, it could trigger further alarms and give you even more resistance to deal with. So the other way to do it is to find the keys, and Kevin already has them, but I'm going to show you quickly where they spawn at. There are 2 places that we know of that they spawn. One of them is on this table right here, and I'm getting shot to bits over here. See what I mean about them spawning? Alright, and the other area that they spawn that I know of is right here on this table. So if you want to grab the office keys, you can do it that way. If you want to just break into the door, you can do it that way too. Just keep in mind, you might raise further alarms that will give you larger resistance that you'll have to deal with as you're making your way out. Also, if you get low on health or body armor, don't forget to eat your body armor and put on your snacks, as we say. Alright. Now, we're going to go into the office here. And the first thing you're going to do is turn to the right and hack the office computer. And now you're going to use the hacking device that you picked up in the Terabyte in an earlier mission to find 3 computers on the factory floor, and they will give you... Kevin, I got a guy shooting at me. This is why it's always helpful to have more than one
Yeah,
person.
they always switch you to that hacking thing.
Oh, yeah. So, you're going to use this hacking device. I'm going to show you real quick. If you're not aiming at the correct direction, the blue will go away. If you are aiming in the correct direction, the blue will keep getting higher and higher until you reach your point of destination. So again, you're looking for a computer, and we've reached the first area. So now, we're going to go to the second area, which is in that direction. I do believe it is this computer way back here. And we'll get code data 2 of 3. Now we got one more to do. And that's going to be right here. We'll get code data 3 of 3. And now just watch the screen and the safe code will pop up on the screen. It is different every time. So make sure you commit it to memory and then put it in the safe in the office. So we're going to continue back towards the safe here.
Check the hacking device for the code to the safe.
But it is good to have a second person so that they can clear the enemies while you're doing this, because you can't shoot and use this hacking device at the same time. So very easy to die if you're by yourself. So 11, 36, 29. Now walk up to the safe.
It also helps having a second player to tell you the numbers if you forget.
It's true. 11, 36, and 29. And press X. It'll open, and you're going to grab the last bit of loot that you're here for. And now it's just escaping at this point, so make sure you equip a weapon. You're going to shoot the box right here to open the garage door, and be ready for a bunch of different stuff out here. You're going to have Cluckin employees all over you, as well as police officers. So it is best to just kind of haul ass out here and run around the truck, get back into the alley here, and we're going to go over to the garage where we stashed the vehicle in an earlier setup mission. Make sure you kill anybody in your way. And enter the garage. And now we're going to get into our getaway vehicle.
Solid choice for a getaway, if I do say so myself.
Now, if you get out here, really the best thing to do is just hang out on the train tracks. You'll avoid most of the police officers that way, and you'll get into a tunnel down here that will allow you to get some cover from the helicopters and, you know, protect you. Hang out on the train tracks here, all the way down. We are using the Professional's getaway car for this. It is the fastest of the getaway vehicles, but if you're going to gung-ho it and kind of go through a lot of cops, you might want to use option C for the vehicles, which is the armored Humvee. But this one works well, as it gets you out of there pretty quickly. Now, one thing I do want you to notice is in the top right-hand corner of the screen, you're noticing the stars up there. They are solid right now. And if they're solid or if they're flashing very slowly, that means that you have not gotten far enough away to start losing the cops yet. So you have to continue on until you see them start flashing. And Vincent will also kind of come over on the intercom or whatever he's using, or the Bluetooth device, and kind of tell you when you've gotten far enough away. It's usually just a little bit past this point that he will tell you that you're pretty much in the clear and just lose the cops. So what we're going to do here, we had 4 stars, now it's down to 3, and now there you go, they're starting to flash, so we know that we are at the point that we can lose the cops now. But we're going to continue on the railroad tracks here for a little bit longer, and I'm going to show you one of the easiest ways to lose the cops on this game. Many people know this, but it's going to take a little while to get down into the city. before we get there.
Halfway to being an employee of the LSPD, huh? If you pocketed some of that cocaine for yourself, you'd practically be a ranked officer.
I had some really bad watermelon today.
And at this point, turn here. And we want to get on the highway on the left side of the map, going down towards the city. Well, there is a good chance that I'm going to lose the cops before I even get to the place that I'm talking about, but we're going to see what happens. So we're going to turn here, get onto the highway. This is a front-wheel drive car. It handles like dog crap, but, you know, it is pretty quick. We're going to come up on a couple of cops here. And we're just going to try to slip through, Fast and Furious style.
No, not.
Excuse me, officer. No, that was not smooth at all. So you're going to have to end up at Vincent's lockup anyway, so you have to go down to the city regardless, but when you get down here, you continue on a little bit further down here. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Now what you're going to want to do is take this exit here on your right. Then turn left, go across the overpass. Turn right down here. Go past the casino here. And then we're going to turn left here. Now, there are many other ways to lose the cops besides this, but this is the most foolproof one that I know of. I'm going to turn down in here. And make a U-turn here. And you're going to go down this tunnel. Now, this will protect you from all cops as long as you get a little deep enough into the tunnel here. None of the cops will follow you, and the helicopters cannot see you. It is the easiest and most effective way to lose a wanted level in any mission or in free mode. So just kind of hang out down here until the cops go away. You can also go through the entire tunnel if you want to and come up in the city. But like you see, there goes the cops. We're going to pop back out into the LS River. This hop over there. This thing does not like the dirt.
Nope.
And here we are back on the road. Back on the main highway, and we're only a few blocks away from the lockup at this point.
Again.
Again, Kevin's singing is so good we're gonna get a copyright strike. Alright. Back to the lockup, and then we'll all get paid. Now, in this run-through that we're doing, Kevin is the leader, and I am one of his associates. So we're going to turn in here, and you're going to notice that when we get paid, I'm going to get paid significantly less than Kevin, and I'll explain that in a moment.
Another day, another routine sabotage of this crooked-ass police department. So here we are at the end of the mission. Guy's going to come out of the garage door. We're going to hand him the duffel bag. He's going to hand us the cash. Keep in mind that if this is your first run-through of this mission, you are going to have a different cutscene here than we do. But since we've done this about probably 5 or 6 times at this point, we do not have that cutscene. But you're going to see Vincent, and he's going to talk to you a little bit. Now you're going to see I get paid $50,000 being an associate of Kevin's. Kevin is going to get paid $500,000 for being the leader. Now, the reason why is the leader is not compensated at all for any of the setup missions. So those first 5 missions that you do, the leader is not compensated at all, but they are compensated $500,000 for the finale. The associates, however, are compensated for every setup mission, and then they are paid $50,000 for the finale. So that is why you are paid significantly less as an associate, because you have also been paid for the setup missions. So thank you all for watching this video. I hope it was a good walkthrough to help you get through the aggressive approach of the Cluckin Bell raid. The scene of the crime mission, that is. But thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.